Hello, 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 everybody. I am headed to AMC theaters and I'm going to be watching another three movies. It's been a couple weeks since I've been to the movies, but I'm finally able to make it to the theaters. I'm going today and I'm going to watch The Accountant 2, then I'm going to watch Sinners, and then later tonight, I'm going to watch Thunderbolts in the IMAX. Yeah, that's what this video is going to be, is a review for those three movies, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Alright, catch you in a bit. Oh, I forgot to mention a few of my predictions. So I did rewatch Black Widow last night after I got off work because I knew I would be watching Thunderbolts today. So I did rewatch Black Widow. And I was planning on watching Brave New World this morning, but I it wasn't on Disney, and I haven't been able to purchase it yet. So that'll have to hold off on rewatching that. But I did rewatch The Accountant this morning instead, so I would be prepared to watch the sequel to it. So I did do that, and I'm hoping that we get a better connection with not only John Barenthal and Ben Affleck in the sequel to The Accountant, but the girl that they met towards the beginning of the movie that we find out towards the end of the movie has been helping Ben Affleck. She's been kind of the oracle for the accountant. I hope we get more of her in the sequel. And then for Sinners, I don't really know much about it other than it's a Coogler film, and it's about vampires, and it's got Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld in it. So I don't really have any predictions for that one. But for Thunderbolts, Jesus, people stopping all their brakes right in front of me. Anyway, these Thunderbolts, um, I'm hoping we did get to see a little bit of Bucky and Sam interacting in Brave New World. But I'm hoping that Anthony Mackie makes an appearance in Thunderbolts now that, he is the new Captain America. I'm hoping that he does make an appearance in this, and that this is paced a lot better than Black Widow was. I know, like three of the Thunderbolts characters are, based around the Black Widow characters. Like, we got Florence Pugh, her sister. We got, Red Guardian, her fake dad. Or her, yeah, I don't know, adopted dad or foster dad. I don't know what you'd want to call him. But yeah, we got her sister and her dad, and then we got the antagonist, who was a Taskmaster, who they didn't really use that well in Black Widow. So I'm hoping that they use Taskmaster more, like they do in the comics, and how, like, Taskmaster is able to copy everyone's moves and abilities. I'm hoping that's used more, that her power set is used more. I know very many people weren't very happy with it being a female in Black Widow, but I didn't really mind that change and it being the daughter of I can't ever think of his name, but the Zaranovsky, or what is, yeah, whatever the Russian dude's name is. I didn't think the character Taskmaster was used that well. Like, you didn't really see the action we did get was awesome, but we didn't really see her like interacting with anyone. She didn't really have any emotions at all. She kind of felt like very robotic and like very Terminator-esque. But I'm hoping she has a little bit more emotion in Thunderbolts, and that she's actually, you know, used as a team player. Like, they're building this team of misfits. I'm hoping that she's actually used pretty well. I don't really know what to expect from this film. I haven't really seen many of the trailers other than the very first one. I have heard that Florence Pugh did her own stunt works, jumping off some building, but I haven't seen the clips or anything that have been like going around. I haven't really watched any of that. I tried to avoid most of it. So yeah, I don't really know what's going to happen. I just hope that this movie leads more and has more of an effect on the future of the MCU. Like all these other movies that we've gotten, they've hinted at stuff and they've left us with Easter eggs, and then they've never come back to fulfill any of those moments or to continue on with any of the characters that they've introduced. So I'm hoping that this movie starts to change and actually settle a lot of things that we've had issues with from phases 4 or 5. Well, yeah, like multiple of the multiverse phases have kind of just lacked a lot of uh, like getting it to feel like it's all in the same universe. And well, I understand it's multiverse, but like we've got to build up to Doom at some point. So I'm hoping this is the start of the build up to Doom, and that this is actually going to impact the future of the MCU. Yeah, that's really all I have to say, but yeah, that's my predictions or my hopes for the movie, and we'll see if any of those actually happen for the film. So yeah, I'll catch y'all here in a few minutes to review the accountant, and then yeah, I'm hoping my predictions for the accountant and for Thunderbolts come true. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Here's looking for you. Do you not miss me because of me, or is it your condition?
I'm just me.
I have made a great mistake.
You go over the plan again?
Plan?
You get these ideas in your head. Good for you. Let's get ourselves killed.
I can feel them.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Just trying to find my way.
Damn it, dude. I just talked for like 10 minutes about the fucking movie I just watched, Accountant 2, and it didn't fucking record any of it. God damn it, dude. So frustrating. Anyway, alright, so I don't have very long to talk about it because I gotta go in here and watch Sinners as well. But I'm gonna give a quick rundown. I love the movie. I loved the relationship between John Bernthal and Ben Affleck's the two brothers. I loved the relationship between them, or the connection between them. Yeah, I loved that. I loved you slowly seeing Ben Affleck like being less and less annoyed by his brother, and like actually like inviting him towards the end, like inviting him out on a trip, which I thought was very cute. Because you know they were giving each other a hard time throughout the entire movie, giving each other shit, and you finally see the breakthrough at the end of them, like, yeah, like they're brothers. They do like spending time with each other. They may not know how to express their feelings often, but they are brothers. Like they are related, and they do miss each other. So I loved all that, and I loved the scene we got between John Bernthal and Ben Affleck with them talking about missing each other, and John Bernthal was like, "Is it like him feeling lonely and feeling like he's not missed?" And then Ben Affleck on his side, he just doesn't know how to express his feelings, doesn't know how to express to his brother or to anyone really. He just doesn't know how to express his emotions. So like I could see both sides. Yeah, it's just very touching. But yeah, it gets very heartwarming. It gets very emotional at times. Not as emotional as it could have been. It's an action film, so it's more action packed and um like more focused on the violence and the action, not really the emotional side. But it does get there often, and it does get very dark too. Like it does. It is a story around missing children and children being abducted and then uh, being kidnapped and kept in one place, and so like the accountant and his brother have to go find the children. Um, so like it does get dark at times, but it is also really funny. I laughed throughout most of the film. It is very funny. John Bernthal just he knows how to he knows how to do the action stuff really well, but he also is very comical. And so yeah, like John Bernthal he made me laugh a lot throughout the film. But anyway, that's my short review for The Accountant 2. I'm about to go watch The Sinners now, so I'll be back to review that one. And then tonight I'm going to watch Thunderbolts. So yeah, that'll be the last movie I watch. But yeah, keep watching for those reviews, and I will see you in a minute for Sinners.
We've been gone a long time. We back now.
You twins?
Nah, we cousins.
There are legends of people with the gift of making music so true. It can conjure spirits from the past and the future.
Hello, people. Hello. Hope y'all are doing good still. Hope you are doing good. I just finished, what did I just finish? I just got out of AMC, just finished watching Sinners. That's the new film made by Coogler, who made the Black Panther films. He was working with Michael B. Jordan again for another film, and this time he brought us a film that's it's got a lot of different tones to it. It's a multifaceted type of film. Like it's got a whole lot of different tones to it. But the main premise is it takes place in 1932, I believe. And it's about these two twins, both played by Michael B. Jordan, actually. It's really cool. The one thing I did know about the film before going into it is I had heard about how they filmed the movie and how they filmed Michael B. Jordan playing both twins. And apparently what they did was, so Michael B. Jordan would film one twin, then he would go back and he would have to wear this helmet thing that had like a bunch of cameras on it, and he would film again, he would film the whole scene again with the helmet on as the one brother. Then he would keep the helmet on, film as the other brother, then he would take the helmet off, and then he would film as his normal self as the other brother. Which is how they got those really cool effects of him, like him passing off and smoking a cigarette with himself. I thought the visual effects were fucking amazing with the twins. Like, I'd never seen, like, technology is improving and advancing, like, always, but I never thought we would be able to get that into like detail with people playing two characters in one movie. But man, they pulled it off, and they did a phenomenal job with it. At first, like, it takes a little bit of getting used to with him playing two characters, and like, you can, in my mind at least, I could, obviously tell it was Michael B. Jordan, so it got a little bit of, like, it took like 20-30 minutes for me to finally start seeing him playing two different characters. It took me a little bit, but as soon as I got intrigued into the story, and yeah, they pulled me in, and they started not only doing like the 1930s type of feel for the film, but like a horror thriller aesthetic, because it is a vampire film. So like halfway through the film, it does turn into this horror thriller type of film, and I loved every single tone they went for, and I loved the stacked cast that was on top of it. And the I think his name is Mike Caton or something like that. His last name's Caton. The kid that plays Michael B. Jordan's cousin, that kid did phenomenal, and this is his first ever acting role, like, for anything. And he also has a really great voice. If you stayed behind and actually watched the full credits as well as the two after credit scenes, but especially the after credit scenes, the very last scene where the cousin's just sitting there playing the guitar and singing This Little Light of Mine, like, man, his voice, his voice was certainly, definitely heavenly. yeah, he had such a heavenly voice. So did I can't think of her name. I saw it in the credits, but I can't. The name vanished from my mind now. But the girl that had a fling with the cousin, Yeah, she also had a really great voice. But yeah, the whole cast was stacked. It was a phenomenal cast. It was a phenomenal story. And I'm gonna have to think about this movie for a couple days before I come back and give a real review. Like, I'm just shooting things off the top of my head that I remember so far. But yeah, I'll be back in a few days and I'll add to this review. But yeah, that's all I can think of right now. There's a lot that I could say about this movie, but I'm just gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off a few days. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna get all my thoughts in order for the movie. And yeah, I'll come back with a better review for it. But man, this movie was phenomenal. And yeah, I'm gonna go get me something to eat before Thunderbolts starts. And I hope I really enjoy Thunderbolts. That's the movie I've been looking forward to the most this year, besides the live action Lilo and Stitch. And I was sad I wasn't able to go and watch Thunderbolts this past Thursday when it technically came out. But it's Saturday and I'm here and I'm about to go watch it. So I'm going to go watch that. And yeah, stay tuned for that review.
There's something wrong with me. Emptiness. I'm just drifting, and I don't have purpose. I thought throwing myself into work was the answer. With your feet on the air.
Hello, 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 people. Hello. Hello, everyone. I just got out of the AMC and just finished watching Thunderbolts. It's pretty chilly right now. Sorry, I'm trying to warm up. Yeah, I just finished watching Thunderbolts. My most anticipated film of this year, besides Lilo and Stitch and, of course, the start of DC with Superman. But yeah, this was at least my most anticipated Marvel movie of this year. And I am so happy with the way this movie turned out. Oh my gosh, yeah, Marvel is so back. Jesus Christ, dude. But also fuck Marvel, cause how they gonna screw up Taskmaster that badly and Black Widow? And then, spoiler alert, most people were guessing it anyway, but I'll give you a few seconds to skip this. But 3, 2, 1, they kill Taskmaster off, like, immediately. Immediately. She just gets popped in the fucking head. And yeah, how they gonna fucking screw up Taskmaster that badly in Black Widow and then just immediately kill her off at the start of Thunderbolts? That's fucked. That is fucked. But that is the only negative I have about this movie. Everything else was fucking phenomenal. Fucking phenomenal. Sentry, I never thought we'd see Sentry pulled off on the big screen. Yeah, I just never thought we'd see Sentry on the big screen, but like, they pulled him off fucking phenomenally. The shadow version of Sentry was horrifying. I don't know how they were able to do that shadow effect for Sentry. I don't know how they did it, but it looked scary. It looked horrifying. the way he just, yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but like the way he just, I don't know, like he he gets pretty scary, and I don't know. I was questioning the same thing throughout the film. Like, you know, you take Captain America, you give Captain America Steve Rogers the serum, he makes Captain America. But if you give someone who's mentally unstable something, some, supernatural powers, like what the fuck's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Like we already got death in the MCU. We don't need another version of death. We don't need someone who can mentally lock everyone in their just like emotionally lock them down and trap them in their worst moments. Like that's just horrible. But I'm glad the team made it out, of course. It's Marvel. They're always gonna have a positive ending. But yeah, the way the team forms, like the first hour, I thought was paced a little slowly. The way they get going with the how the different team members are intersecting on this one location and how they eventually form the team Thunderbolts. I thought that took a little long, but after the team forms and after they're together, like the pacing gets going, like it just feels like it's nonstop moving after that, and I loved it. I feel like this is what I wanted from Captain America. Like they told the story they wanted to. They didn't back away. They didn't like go 60-70% and then back away the last 30%. They actually full forced told the story that they wanted to. They made Yelena and Bob, both of them. They made them both. You feel like you could connect with the two of them. And they were very empathetic to each other's storylines. And Yelena becomes very empathetic to every one of the Thunderbolts. Like every team member, she becomes very empathetic for, and like actually listens to their story. But yeah, you feel quite a bit of those moments with Yelena and her opening up and like actually listening to the other team members, which you get a lot with her and Black Widow in Black Widow as well. And then, of course, her and Alexei have that scene in Black Widow, and they have more moments in this movie as father and daughter that are very touching. But yeah, like every time Yelena and Bob are together on the screen, it it made me emotional. I cried. I cried quite a bit every time Yelena and Bob had a discussion because they did not shy away from just the loneliness and how people feel lonely, but they're not alone. Like you choose your own family, and they definitely did join and create their own family in this movie. You may feel like you're alone, but you're not. You always have people in your life that care about you and are constantly missing you. And I think people definitely need to hear that. And definitely, yeah, this movie is a lot. I'm glad out of everything, I'm glad they didn't shy away from the message that they were trying to tell. Like Captain America Brave New World. That is the downside of that movie. And I was hoping that that is the one thing that wouldn't happen in this movie. And I'm glad it didn't. I'm glad that they actually stuck to telling one message and they definitely nailed that message. Yeah, they definitely stuck the landing with that. I love this movie. I am probably going to watch it like 3 or 4 more times in theaters. If I have anything else to say, or if I think of anything else, I'm sure I'll pop it back in. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. All right, so it's been a few days since I've checked in with you, and now I'm here to give you more thoughts of mine about the 3 movies I went and watched the other day. So, as you know, I went and watched The Accountant 2, Sinners, and Thunderbolts. Been thinking about the 3 movies a lot the past 3 days, though. And every time I think about something or bring up something new, um, to like someone I talk to Marvel movies about at work, or whenever I've listened to like a podcast or whatever that made me think about these 3 movies, I've written down some thoughts in my notepad. So I'm gonna go through these notes and yeah, let's just talk about these movies some more. So um I don't really have much to say about The Accountant 2. Um yeah, I pretty much said all I wanted to the other day after I watched it. But I do think that they do a very excellent job at blending blending the 2 tones and like writing the line of like dynamic at like buddy cop action film with Ben Affleck and John Bernthal, who plays his brother. They have this very interesting brotherly relationship. They play this, or they told this very fine line of yeah, comedy buddy cop film and like a dark action commentary. They they do very well with blending the 2 tones, and when it gets serious, like it's very serious, but then they blend in some comedy aspects. It's not over the top comedy, but they do blend in some comedy to it. Um so yeah, I loved that about The Accountant, and I just love the movie overall. I It's a great sequel. It's yeah, it's everything I hoped the sequel to The Accountant would be. Bringing in his brother more, getting them to work together, and just seeing that on screen, on the big screen. This is them going out and taking bad guys out, you know? Moving on to Sinners, though. Sinners, what an experience. I've been thinking about this movie for the past few days. Between this and Thunderbolts, like my mind's been nonstop just going crazy thinking about these 2 movies. Uh and this is the first time in a long time that I've been excited to go back to the movies to watch both of them, to watch both of these films, because I want to dive in and just experience these two films again and again and again and again. I, I'm so excited to go back to the movies to watch these. Sinners, what an experience! What an experience! It's about so many different things at once, but the two main things, or yeah, the two main things it's about are that it focuses on, I should say, the two main things that it focuses on is music and vampires. The, the second thing, vampires, doesn't come in till like halfway to the movie. It doesn't come in till later. But when it does come in, like it is it is something else. The way they do it is something else. The story, it mainly focuses on those two things, music and vampires. And the trailer leads you to believe that like the vampires is like an important aspect of this film, which it is. It is. It's a vampire movie, but not as much as you think it would be. Like it's. I'm trying to. I'm trying to respect the film. Like, okay, so it's not. I've never seen From Dusk Till Dawn, but this film has a lot of things that reminded me of like a Rodriguez and a Tarantino joint. Uh, like it's got a lot of things that remind me of like the pulpiness, the just the tones that Rodriguez and Tarantino are known for in their films. Like it feels like that kind of film. Um, which is a positive at times and could be taken as a negative at other times. But my opinion, I love every minute of the film. I can't get enough of it. I honestly can't. I can't get enough of it. I want to go back and watch it so much. I just want to, yeah, I just want to dive into the film because as much as it is about vampires and the pulpiness, like the pulp fiction, the Sin City, the machete, the machete-ness of it. Like it's so pulpy when it gets to the vampires, and as much as it is about that stuff, like it's the beginning of it. When you start watching the film, you're like, okay, so when is the vampires gonna get here? When is the stuff that I saw from the trailers gonna get in here? Um, which isn't a bad thing, but like the timing and the pacing of the film is phenomenal. I'm not uh I'm not trying to diss on the film. I get it's paced phenomenally, but I did look at my phone at the time at one point just to see how long the movie had been going and realized like, hey, we still haven't gotten to the vampires yet. Like I thought this was a vampire movie. But I loved it. Like when it finally did get to the vampires, I was so invested and the other story that they were telling with all the music and the southern blues aspect of the film, that I was like, wait, I want more of that story though. Like I want to see more of that. I want to see more of this. Um, I I forget his name, but he's a new actor. Like this is his first role in any film, I think. He plays the cousin of Michael B. Jordan, who sings up on stage, and every time he's singing and playing guitar, and like they get into the blues music, like I just want more of that. I wanted more of that. So when they got to the vampires, I was like, but but why? I want more of this movie now. Like I'm so invested in this movie. I'm scared of what's gonna happen to these people when the vampires do finally come. But it is a phenomenal movie. I'm telling you, go watch it. And if you can, watch it in IMAX. I haven't been able to watch it in IMAX yet because the IMAX, um, by the time I was able to go to the theater to watch Sinners, the IMAX was playing Thunderbolts, which I wasn't complaining about that because I want to watch Thunderbolts on IMAX. But I wish I had a chance to watch Sinners on the IMAX. They don't leave the movies in the IMAX as long as they used to. But yeah, I love this movie. It's so good. It is so good. So good. And the casting is fucking great. I'm telling you. Like the first, like I said in the first half of this review, when I got out of the theater, like Michael B. Jordan, it takes a while. Like it took me like 20 minutes or so. I I think that's what I said in that review. It took me like 20 minutes or so to get used to him playing two characters. But they do a phenomenal job at separating the two characters, and like the way he plays both characters, like it once it gets to that point, and like the 20-minute point or whatever, like I thought I was so invested in the story and these characters, like I forgot I was staring at two Michael B. Jordans. Like that's how good he is as both characters. I just finished reacting and watching to The Last of Us season 2 episode 4, and in that reaction I mentioned the Seraphites. If you know who The Last of Us, the Seraphites or the Skulls or Scars, they're they're portrayed as this cult like group in the game, and in this recent episode that was out, they also portrayed them like that, kind of cultishy. That's also how the vampires are sort of portrayed in Sinners. Um, like I said, like the first half of the film is about so much about like music and just getting to know the characters and this community in the South. When you finally get to the vampires, like it's just some strangers that you run into, and as the film progresses, as you just keep cutting back and forth to seeing the vampires, Like they just keep growing and growing and growing into this huge force until it becomes this prevalent force that this main cast has to deal with. Um, but it's portrayed as kind of culty and kind of like colonizers. Like the vampires are portrayed kind of like colonizers, just collecting people, and yeah, it rides a fine line or dances the line, I should say, because there was a lot of dancing in this film. It dances the line of culture, like I said, the culture of this small community in the South versus the cult that they have to deal with being vampires, and and not letting the culture of one's self or of a group of, like, any culture, like nerd culture, music culture, anything. It's about like not letting your culture take it too far gone and becoming cult like. And that's what the vampires are like. Vampires started out, it's this small little dude, and then it became this huge prevalent force towards the end of the movie. And yeah, like yeah, it's crazy, fucking crazy. Crazy that two, not just one, but two things recently are. I mean, there's a lot of, I guess, a lot of culture portrayed in media. The vampires in this movie are just they're horrific. But I've been also seeing a lot of memes on TikTok of people like, "Hey, if Haley Steinfeld was call my name too and get me into her cult of vampires, like I'd be all for it." That's what people have been memeing and saying on TikTok, and I'm just like, all right, go for it. I ain't falling for that. I ain't falling for that trap. I I ain't about to be sucked, but blood sucked by a bunch of vampires. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Go watch it several times in the theaters and support Ryan Coogler, because this is my first film of his that isn't a Marvel film. Like I've seen the two Black Panthers, of course, but I haven't seen any of the Creed movies. I know I need to watch those, but I haven't. Um, Eventually I'll get to them on the reaction side of my channel. Maybe. I haven't seen Rambo either. I've got like two or three Rambos down here, but I haven't seen any of them. I've bought quite few movies actually from Walmart recently, old and new, that uh I would like to do movie reactions for. So yeah, look out for those. Eventually, I'll be doing more movie reactions once my series reactions and like all the series that I want to watch go away. Once those get finished, I'll start going back to movie reactions. Um, but yeah, keep an eye out for those because I have quite a few movies down here and stuff that I have not seen. and I may do Rambo, and I may do Rocky. That's the name of the movies, Rocky. I haven't seen any of the Rocky movies, and I haven't seen Creed, any of the Creed movies. So yeah, I may do those eventually. Um, until then, I'm going to go support Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld and all of that phenomenal cast and crew of Sinners. I'm going to go support them as much as I can in the movie theaters. And yeah, you should do the same. You should go watch this. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. Go watch it. You'll love it. I promise you. Just go watch it. Like Miles Caton, I think is the name of the new and upcoming actor that plays Michael B. Jordan's cousin in this movie. And I'm telling you, you won't want to miss his first film. Like this is an experience to go have for yourself. Like he is phenomenal as a blues jazz singer, like not really jazzy, but like he soulful music, like phenomenal. It's fucking phenomenal. And I almost forgot to mention, but if you do go and watch this movie, do not fucking leave during the credits. If you do, you'll hate yourself because the mid credits scene, it's not just a scene. It's not just a scene. It's pretty much a full on epilogue of this movie. After the credits started rolling, like half the audience left and missed the epilogue of the film. Don't fucking leave. If you go watch it, don't leave. Stay for the credits. Stay for the entire credits. Because after the mid credit scene, the normal credits show up. But then after the normal credits, you get a post credit scene of Miles Caton just singing um This Little Light of Mine, I believe. And just that post credit alone is worth it to go watch and stay for the credits. Go fucking watch this movie. I'm promising you that you will have the best experience of your fucking life if you go watch it. Just go watch it. Go support these creators and these phenomenal casting crew. Just go watch it. Hmm. All right. All right. Now that I'm done with now that I'm done discussing Sinners and going on my little joyful rant of having one of the best movie experiences of my life. Let's move on to another phenomenal. Phenomenal. You get it? Phenomenal. Female. Because it's led by Florence Pugh and she deserves to be the fucking leader of the Avengers. Or the new Avengerz with a Z. Z. Avengerz. Yeah. Yeah. Florence Pugh is breathtakingly gorgeous in every movie, but she's like out of this world in this movie. She is so fucking good at everything she does, dude. Like and for them to and for them to open up the movie with her doing her own stunts How they gonna top that? How they gonna top that? We got our own female Tom Cruise right here in the MCU, doing her own stunts, jumping off of tall buildings. Florence Pugh is amazing, dude. She's fucking amazing. And this film, dude, Thunderbolts, it's one of the most impactful films for the MCU that we've gotten, and I don't know how long. Trust me on that. I like it is one of the most impactful films. Not only for like the future of the MCU and like also the past. Like it takes characters from other movies or shows that didn't do that great and gives us a reason to love these characters. So it not only saves characters from the past and gives us a reason to want them in the future of the MCU, but it also like sets us up for the MCU. But the story itself, like the moral of the story is we no one should be living life alone. We all need a sense of community. So yes, this Thunderbolts, the new Avengerz, is one of the most impactful films of the MCU of this year. Like the most impactful movie of this year, but also one of the most impactful movies of the MCU entirety. Like the story alone, and just the the sense of needing a community, needing people around you. Like the loneliness epidemic has gotten out of hand the past decade, and it the past few decades, and it yeah, like everyone was needing this movie. Everyone, I've seen a lot of podcast, TikToks, just YouTube reviews. I've seen a lot of people discuss this very thing, and yeah, I can tell a lot of people needed this movie. Yeah, it is so emotional, dude. So fucking emotional. This group of ragtag assholes, ragtag group of assholes. That's what they are. Actually, I saw something funny the other day. I saw uh Riot Wyatt Russell. I saw Wyatt Russell. Someone asked him if Steve Rogers is America's ass, what does that make U.S. agent? And his answer to that question was not the ass, not America's ass, but America's ass hole. Parentheses around hole. He's America's asshole. Like that is what this group is formed of, is of a ragtag group of assholes that have been working for Valentina Allegra Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. I knew I'd get the name correct. Uh, they've been working for her on the side, and they were pretty indisposable, or pretty not indisposable. They're pretty disposable. That's what I meant. Um, just like DC's Suicide Squad. That's what I thought this movie was going to be going into it. Um, that yeah, they were just disposable. They were going to be basically Marvel's Suicide Squad, and they basically were for the first half of the movie. That's kind of what they were. Um, then yeah, when you finally get to the moment where they all are going after each other, and it's still kind of fucked up what they did to Taskmaster. Still kind of pissed, kind of mad about that. But yeah, when we finally get to this group of people and they all meet each other for the first or second time, they run into each other in this building and they start talking and realizing why they're actually there. Like, it's such a relatable group of characters that I thought I'd never actually care for. I knew I'd care for Florence Pugh, Yelena, and Red Guardian, and of course Bucky. I knew I'd care for them, but Ghost I didn't really care for after Ant-Man and the Wasp. I didn't really care for. U.S. Agent didn't really care for him. Not after he decapitated that dude. So I didn't really care for either of those two characters. I rewatched Black Widow the night before, and I was looking forward to more Taskmaster, and then they just fucking killed her off immediately, and I was like, "What the fuck, dude? What the hell? Like, why? Why? They could have fixed the character. They could have asked for what the fans were actually wanting. Some of the fans are actually wanting, and they 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 killed her off instead. Why? That's so dumb, so dumb. But then we get to this random guy whose name is Bob, and for some reason, when you first meet him, you're like, oh, why is just normal random Bob here? Like he feels like or such a relatable character. He's just this random dude stuck in this facility with these psychos. And then you find out his backstory, and it gets even deeper and it gets even more emotional. And then you start seeing Florence Pugh realize and start connecting to Bob. And god damn it, man, this movie is just so fucking emotional. Like it has its action. It has its action, and it has like it's old Marvel moments. It feels like old Marvel where yes, Iron Man, Winter Soldier, or First Avenger, Guardians of the Galaxy, like all those had their own unique tones and visuals, visual aesthetics and stuff. It they had their own sense of storytelling, but then they brought them together for the Avengers, and it finally feels like we're getting back to that. We're getting back to old Marvel. So yeah, So yes, it feels like old Marvel. It feels like we're getting back to like the Winter Soldier days, which is funny enough because Winter Soldier is probably one of the last times we saw how ferocious and how deadly the Winter Soldier can be, and since then, like even in Captain America: Brave New World, like he becomes Congressman Bucky. Like he feels like he's gotten weaker in the movies, and then he comes off in this movie as this badass again, just taking down the three vans when they're chasing after the rest of the Thunderbolts, and the Thunderbolts needs Bucky Barnes' savior. Bucky Barnes is their savior. Like they needed him to save them, and he comes off as this badass in this film, and I've been missing this Bucky Barnes. Hmm. They didn't really touch on that in the mid credits scene, I guess, but I'm not sure if he's still like a congressman or not. I don't know what he's doing and what his plan is for the future. But getting back to the sense of yeah, like Bucky can whip whip anyone's ass besides Sentry. Like we he goes around whipping everyone's ass until he gets to Sentry, and we get Bob as Sentry, and then Sentry is this overpowered character who is basically becomes like Captain Marvel or or Talos's daughter. Yeah, he becomes this like overpowered character, and you're like, oh no, what's gonna happen? Like, are the Thunderbolts done? Like, we just watched them become this badass group of characters that like still have no superpowers really. They're they're all just well, it's three super soldiers and then just one that has a suit that can do things, and another one that's like a secret agent, Black Widow, like an ex Black Widow, I guess. Um, yeah, you're like, oh no, what's gonna happen? Like they've been beating everyone else, but you get Sentry in here. Who's gonna take out Sentry? And then Yelena walks into the void, and man, that is one thing I did wish. That is one negative I do have about this movie. Actually, is the void. I loved when Yelena went into the void to stop Bob, and they realized the rest of the Thunderbolts realized what she was doing, and they also followed her in there. But why didn't we see any of that shit? Why didn't we get perspectives of a lot of people going through the void? Like they missed out on so many opportunities to use the void. Like we could have seen we could have seen a flashback of Alexei, like in World War II or whatever, with Captain America, if he was actually in with Captain America, or like fighting the Winter Soldier at some point. Because in well, and what if they sent him after the Winter Soldier, which I know that's another universe, but um, could be possible in this universe too. He could have went after the Winter Soldier. Yeah, we could have seen a flashback of him going after like Captain America or the Winter Soldier or just any of the wars that he fought for Russia. Um, we could have seen a U.S. agent seeing himself from another perspective, seeing himself decapitate that dude from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That would have been horrific to see him doing that. Um, or yeah, like horrific for himself to see himself doing that and reliving that moment. Uh, could have seen something from Ghost. I don't know what we would have seen from Ghost, but we could have seen something from Ghost. Could have seen something from Valentina as well. Um, let's see, because this covers all of Manhattan. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it was the entire island of New York, but oh yeah, I don't think it was the entire island, but I think it covered Manhattan at least. So Matt Murdock would have relived Foggy's fucking death. Imagine that. Like a few months have gone by and now he's just like imagine him being in court or some uh like serious, I don't know, like he could have been in court or he could have been talking to some client or something in some serious trouble or something, and then just immediately get this flashback of Foggy's death again. Like, god damn it, dude. So much turmoil this man has been through. And then at that point, if it did cover the entire island, Spider-Man, New York, Spider-Man, he could have relived Aunt May's death. Wilson Fisk, who knows what he would have seen. Like there's so many missed opportunities for the Void that they missed out on. But with Bob being a part of the teams and saying Bob and the Thunderbolts will return for the Avengers, I'm sure the Russo brothers have something in mind to use the Void again. Like you can't have they even said it. You can't have Sentry without bringing the Void back. So they have to deal with the Void somehow. I'm sure they'll have something in mind to use the Void again and maybe see some of the things I mentioned. This movie, it's got its stakes for sure. It's got its comedy and it's got its action for sure. But like I said so many times, it is so goddamn emotional and so impactful on just what it's like to be lonely or what it's like to feel lonely and need friends or a community around you. And we get that with all of these characters in the Thunderbolts. It's so fucking touching. It's so touching. Yeah, I cried, and yeah, like I cry a lot nowadays for movies, but this movie, it made me very emotional, and I don't think I've been that emotional for a Marvel movie since Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Like I definitely cried more in Guardians Volume 3. That's probably the most I've cried for any movie is Guardians 3. But this did make me cry and tear up quite a bit. Um I'm just glad we're back. We're back, baby. Marvel's back. Like between all the chair. Well, I didn't really watch the chairs, and I didn't really care for that. I cared for the names all be dropped and stuff, but I didn't really watch the experience. So that didn't really I didn't really care about that. But like between this and yeah, Daredevil Born Again was really good. Um, I finally caught up on the What If stuff. That was really good. The Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show, that was fucking phenomenal. That was one of the best animated Spider-Man shows I've seen. One of the best Spider-Man stories I've seen. Um so yeah, like between the past few things and the upcoming Fantastic Four movie, I am so pumped for Marvel, dude. I haven't felt like this since Volume 3 of Guardians of the Galaxy. I just want to go back and rewatch Thunderbolts. I want to rewatch Sinners too, but Thunderbolts, I want to go back and rewatch. I keep listening to podcasts about it. I keep just thinking about it, and I just want to go back and watch it. I'm probably going back tomorrow, but yeah, it is 1 o'clock, and I gotta get ready for work soon. So I'm gonna let y'all go, and I will see you guys in the next review. I know this review's been long. I hope you guys don't mind these longer reviews I've been doing. Yeah, if you have any recommendations of any movies or shows that I should be reacting to on YouTube, let me know. If you want to watch any movie reactions or gaming content or any any of my like movie reviews or ranking videos, all that is stuff is on YouTube. My watch alongs and unedited content is over on my Patreon, and a list of all my content is over on my website at findawg.com. That's FINDAWG.com. But yeah, that's going to be it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I didn't bore you too much. And yeah, I will see you guys later. All right. Bye bye.